Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us again on this last episode of the year 2022 of our Monday show, Leading on Mondays. My name is Flori Lungu, and I'm so delighted to be with you today. And I'm joined by my teaching partner, Madalina Guinescu. Welcome, Madalina.
Hey, Florin. Hello, everybody. It's been lovely to be with you during 2022 with all the topics related to leadership, related to teams, work team, and what can you do to improve you as a leader and to improve your team. So it's a sad moment also for me because we are ending this wonderful year, but we will see what we will do next year. But I'm still excited to announce you our today's topic. And today we are going to talk about the fifth dysfunctions of a team from Lencioni's work. Today we are going to talk about inattention to results in teamwork. And if you can share with us, Florin, the picture of the pyramid again.
Absolutely.
So we can check a little bit on that because it's very important to see how everything is built up.
Absolutely.
And you can see now the inattention to results is at the top of the pyramid, and you can see that everything else is below. So if you have trust, if you can I also forget, I still forget the word.
Challenge.
Challenge. Oh my God, I forget this word. So if you challenge each other and you have the commitment with among each other and you have accountability, then you will get results. But if you don't have, and it starts from the bottom, if you don't have trust, if you have a fear of conflict, if you have a lack of commitment, if you avoid accountability, then you won't be able to see the results, and you have inattention to results actually. And everything is built up upon the one below. So now we can see that the attention in results to results is actually built upon everything else from below. So in today's episode, we are going to discuss what is attention, first of all, and what is inattention to results. So what are the definition of those two? What are the signs to identify if you have inattention to results in your team? And also, what are the consequences of this inattention to results in your team? And of course, what can you do as a leader to improve your team to actually avoid this inattention to results, or to avoid this dysfunction? So first of all, let me start by saying what is the definition of attention. And what I found is attention is the ability to focus on all areas of a project or a task, no matter how small. So this is attention. Yes, no matter how small. When we think about inattention, it might be something, opposite to that. But in this case, inattention is failure to carefully think about, listen to, or watch someone or something. More or less, lack of attention. And when we think about inattention to results, is when we are not promoting collective goals, or a mission of a group, or a task of a group, or a goal of a group. Yeah. So this is these are the definition of what is attention and what is inattention to results. But now I can discuss a little bit what are the signs that you can identify this inattention to results inside your team. So one sign is people are focusing on individual goals, and you might remember from last time, from avoidance of accountability, that people are focusing more on them and not on the company, or not on the tasks from the company. So in this case, it's focusing on individual results and on individual activities, and not on the team's goals or the company's goals.
All right.
Another sign is when you have inattention to results, when you don't think about the results, you might be easily distracted, getting distracted from the goals, from the collective goals especially.
Being busy
So,
rather than being productive, right?
yeah, exactly. So being busy instead of being productive it's another sign. Yes, and also in what we find out is that in when you have this inattention to results, you might lose some achievement oriented people from your team, because they are achieve oriented people. They want to achieve this one, and when they don't see the same attitude inside your team, they might lose their attention, they might lose their focus, motivation, and somehow or sometime in the future they might leave your team. So that might be another sign for you. And what I what we can identify is, of course, okay, we are discussing about the collective goals, but
Mhm.
what if your people don't know about what are the collective goals? Maybe they don't have a clue. Maybe you weren't clear enough. You didn't mention exactly what are the goals that you are looking for your team, from your team. So maybe some people might not know what are the collective goals, and they just know about their individual goals in this
Right.
case. So pay attention to asking question and find out if they actually know what are the goals. And as another result of everything like this, in attention to result, not focusing on collective or a team goals, is that people or specific teams rarely defeat competition or competitors,
Yeah.
because they are not focusing on results, they are not focusing on being highly achievers, and in this case they don't care about if they defeat the competitors or not. So rarely defeating the competitors might be another sign.
Yeah.
So now that we mentioned what are the signs, Florin, I would like to give the word to you. You can take over to let us know what are the consequences of this kind of inattention to result in a team.
Yeah. So I think the first one kind of defines itself. It's self-explanatory. So you're not going to get the results you want, right? If you're not
Yeah.
paying enough attention and enough focus is not given to the results, you're probably not going to get the results that you want. And so not getting the results that you want will probably not allow you to, for example, maybe make the investments you want. You will not be able to grow the team and the company the way you want. You maybe not have the funding that you need, right? Because if you are in a for-profit organization, you need results, right, to finance yourself. If you're
Yeah.
in a non-profit, okay, in a non-profit might be more acceptable not to focus too much on results. And even though in a non-profit as well, you probably have some results that are, helping the cause that you are actually working for, right? So they
Mm-hmm.
also have results. But you could say in that case, when you have to break even year over year, then even in that case, you could probably get away with, not looking at the results. But if you are in a for-profit organization, you absolutely have to look at results. So
Mm-hmm.
those are some things, as a team collectively we're not gonna grow, right? If we're not stretching each other to actually reach those results, we're probably not gonna go. It will lose, as you said, the achievement oriented employees, right? Because they will not stay in an organization that doesn't focus on results. Say if the achievement of the day is for me to attend the meeting, I feel that I kind of failed the meeting, right? That's not what I want to. That's not how I want to judge my day. Not based on attending a meeting, or
Mm-hmm.
or just being present, checking in at work and checking out. So, and also this will encourage for people to say, hey, I don't know where this team is going, but I want to kind of secure my future. And as you said, they will be focusing more on their individual careers and results rather than helping the team. Because if we don't think about it, if as a leader, because I'm almost like going into the next section that we have here, like what the leader should do in this situation. If the leader doesn't talk enough about results, how would the people on the team know that results are important?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a mistake that many leaders make, right? It's just because they feel, oh, but everyone knows, right, our goals. Yeah, but if you don't talk about them often, and you don't review them, and you don't update them on the progress, then they feel this is not important. And
Yeah.
what it's important gets done. But if it's not important, then people are gonna, oh, we have some goals set in the, yearly appraisal, but we don't never look at them, which tells me they're not important, right? If something is important to you, you check it often, right? And you
Yeah.
make sure that it's a plan, right? There's a plan behind you. It's important to you. Make sure you water it. You make sure you check on it, right? And maybe clean some dead leaves or whatever. But if it's not important, you might let it die. So people just assume that if we have set these goals and we have made it public once, then it's enough and people know it. So as a leader, you really have to make sure that in order for you to give the stage and set the stage for the team to achieve results, that you make sure that you repeat over and over again why results are important to you and to the team, right? Um, if you do that, then this will actually, you by for example rewarding and some of those people that are focusing on the results, right? So even though, let's say, even though you want to reward more team results rather than individual results, you should also reward the contributors to those results. Because that way you keep them and you retain them. You share that one of the risks and one of the the signs is that those high achievers leave the company or the organization. That's because they feel that for you results are not important,
Yeah.
that important.
Yeah.
And for them, if they feel results are important, and if you feel, oh, results are not so important, then they'll get, oh, this is not my place. This is not an organization. This is not a, and I coach leaders right now that are in organizations that are, okay, more difficult, let's say, to work in. It's if it's a state agency or a state organization, state-run organization, well, it's not exactly like a private company where people really focus on results. In a state organization, in a state-run organization, you might feel, oh, this is our goal is to serve the citizen, so we don't really have to care about results that much. And anyway, like, we cannot even go bankrupt because we're funded by the state, so the state should have some money, pump it some money from somewhere. So in that organization, I have leaders that I coach that they feel this is not the place for me because my department is goal oriented, but I don't feel that the organization puts a lot of emphasis on this one, right? So again, this might be subtle, but it's just kind of, as a leader, we really need to be aware of this. We really need to be aware of this. And what can we do again? As I said, set the standard to know what is expected, right? Reward team results, but also individual results, and also another thing that you could do is to minimize individualistic behavior. So if you want to increase the team results, and you see that someone is a really good individual and a really high achiever, but them being a high achiever doesn't help the team, then you're better off without them, right?
Yeah.
I think there was a quote from a football coach, and they had a really good talented player, and then the coach realized that every time the player was on the team, the player was too individualistic, and rather than playing in a team that play for his or her kind of individual achievement to kind of get ranked higher in the players kind of ranking, right? So he realized that the team was not playing better when the best player was on the team. So he started to just put that player on the bench, and the player said, "Coach, put me in, put me in. I'm the best player." And the coach said, "Yeah, you are the best player, but the team doesn't play best when you are on it." Right? You are the best player, but the team doesn't play at its best when you are on it. So this is, again, you as a leader setting the stage, like, this idea of what gets rewarded gets done. It's really, really key. Like, if you reward individualistic players, you get more of those, right? Because people say, oh, if I want to be promoted or give them results or rewards, oh, I need to do what she's doing or he is doing, right? So you probably set the stage for some of the behaviors that you don't want, because here we're talking about the team results.
Yeah, very, very good point. A very, very good example because I actually had this question in mind. Should we reward only the individual results, or should we reward only the team's results? But yeah, you mentioned exactly, and you answered my question. And this is very important for people, that you should be very careful what kind of behavior you reward, because that will be imitated. Yes, that will be copied, and you will
Absolutely.
have more of that behavior in the future, even if you don't like that kind of behavior in your team. So, tell us, Florin, a little bit about what are the tools that you, me, as John Maxwell team, well, Maxwell leadership now, coach and trainers. What are the tools that we are using, so everybody know on how to deal with this kind of dysfunction within a
Absolutely. Yeah.
team? What are
So
the tools
so
that you're using with the teams?
sure. And the one thing that comes to mind is using the assessments that allow us to kind of create a profile of the team and see what kind of personalities do we have on the team, right? So when
Mm-hmm.
we think about inattention to results, it also tells me that, and I see this very often in teams that are mainly S type personality or C type personality. S type is being the stable, the reliant type of person, and the C being the person, that does really good quality work. Sometimes could be perfectionist, but both of these styles are passive and a little bit more laid back, and they need a lot of structure and they need a very clear environment to work in. They are not looking to create results, right? They are not motivated by achievement and by results. They're motivated by a stable work environment, stable conditions, and ability to get specialized and really good in one area. And
Mm-hmm.
so when we do these assessments, and probably done it too, but when I do this with teams, and depending on the field they're in, many times we get that the team is much more, S and C personality based. So the majority of the team members are that way. These people are not going to bring the results. So what we're going to do, we are able to first of all give the picture to the leader to share, here is how your team is. This is how the people on your team, this is their styles. And if you want to get, more results, I think your next hire has to be in this area here. Someone more driven, someone that takes more initiative, that is focused on results, and this will be more the D or the I personality. So what we're doing is actually we're helping them to really live out what it's called to be, you know, higher personality and train skill. So I think this is one of the best way we can help them by looking at who actually on the team, is bringing the current results. And if we like Florian or Madalina, how can we get another Florian or Madalina on the team? And that's when we're looking for the personality that Florian or Madalina has. And then, okay, they should also have the skill, but let's first look at the personality. So with
Mm-hmm.
that in mind, I think they can build the team that they need in order for them to get to the next level. So that's the best way we can help them assess who's bringing the results based on their personality, and then seeing, okay, next hire, right? Should it be more a more driven person rather than more of the
Yeah,
same? And this is
to have a
John
balance.
Maxwell's the law of magnetism. You remember the law of magnetism says that you don't attract who you want, you attract who you are. So
Yeah.
naturally, we're going to attract more people like us. So here is where you, as a leader, have to think, consciously in what you attract, and then purposely look for personalities that complete and complement the team rather than
Mm-hmm.
duplicate some of the behaviors you already have. So I think that's the best way we can help them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I saw this, let's say, this lack of a variety of personalities in the team, and people, well, they don't have the best results that they would like. So yes, I totally agree with you. Is there any other tool that we can think of, and you actually use in this?
No, I think at this stage here, if we do everything that we share in the previous 4 episodes, then this is probably gonna come by itself. And if we have done everything that it was there, then maybe this is the kind of the last thing we could do, right? to set up a strategy to build the future organization based more on the personalities we have,
Yeah.
and the ones we need, rather than just doing the recruitment as we usually done it. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
the best thing that we do, to be strategic about here is where we are. If we want to get there, who do we
Yeah.
need,
Yeah.
right? Who do we need on the team? What personalities do we need on the team? I think that's the one of the best way. And again, coaching and other type of training could also help. But I think this is the one of the best ways, because it's research based, then it's objective because the assessments are objective. So it's not my feeling or the leader's feeling or someone else's feeling. And I think when we have done it with the teams, this has helped in the best of ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. And I also have just one more tool that I'm using. What I'm using when before I'm talking to a team and to identify what are the coaching opportunities, what are the training opportunities, I use the leadership game with them, because in the leadership game you have some cards that are specially done, created to identify what is the focus on the results, if they have a focus on results or not, if they know where they're going, if they don't have everything they need to achieve that. So that is another tool that I'm using for that. Okay, good. So I think we have everything we need, and everything we already said that we are going to discuss about this in attention to results. And once again, this is the last dysfunctions of a team within attention to results. Is the top of the pyramid. And if you have any other questions that we didn't ask yet, just let us know in the chat, or reach out to us every time you want, anytime you want to ask us something, and to maybe you need some guidance in something personally or particularly in your team and with your work. So I'm Madalina.
Absolutely.
It was lovely to be with you along this year. So thank you
Absolutely.
again
Yes.
for having me on the call, Florin.
Absolutely. Thank you for being my teaching partner, and thank you everyone for watching us and be with us and engage in the comments. And again, if there's anything we can do for you, just reach out, and we look forward to see you again in 2022. Have a lovely Christmas if you celebrate that. Yes,
2023.
2023 exactly. Have a lovely Christmas. Have a lovely end of the year holiday season. Take care and see you soon. Bye bye.
Everybody.